A wrestler, Tony, who's ascended to #1 in the country at 157 pounds, Ty Waters.
Well, he's been wrestling really well, obviously, the start of the year, coming off the injury last year. And I think one of those big things, Kyle, as we talked with the coaching staff, is he's healthy, feels good, he's having fun, and he's hungry, right? And sitting out for that year really did some things in terms of having him crank some things up a bit, and he's looking that way so far this year.
And Ryder led by, again, veteran coach John Hange, who has the privilege of coaching his son, who's in the lineup for the Bronx. Hange, a member of the Ryder Athletics Hall of Fame. And Tim Flynn on the West Virginia bench. And Flynn, with his recruiting, he and his staff, they've got a lineup that's solid all the way up and down. And the Mountaineers find themselves in the top 20 in the country as they head into the meat of their schedule.
Well, this could be an interesting couple of weeks. I think this is a pretty talented Ryder team. I mean, an upset win over Michigan State at home. They, looked like they had a pretty good opportunity to take some wins and potentially the match at Illinois earlier in just the week before that. Nice job by Strickenberger, just starting out the way you'd like to see him start out, right? Aggressive off the start, makes himself relatively nice, quick takedown.
Strickenberger ranked at the 125-pound weight class, and Tyler Klinsky on the mat for this Ryder team. And Strickenberger, as you mentioned, off to the very quick start.
Well, I mean, that's one of the things you're going to look for, right, from both guys. And both, when we talk to coaches, and which is sort of part of the fun of the lead-up is, I mean, they're all really moving towards desiring the same thing, right? They want their guys to be very process-oriented, to keep wrestling hard, to keep hunting points. No takedown yet. There's a little bit of a scramble here. There's still nothing yet. Got behind him, right, but didn't have his leg touch the ground. There's going to be that 3.
So Strickenberger with 2 takedowns in the first half of this first period.
And so you see Klinsky is holding on to that leg, or was holding on to that leg inside, and almost had allowed Strickenberger to use that as almost like a bar in some way, or a 2-on-1, and he's grabbing his leg, and he almost turned him, almost got him some near fall points there.
Tony, you mentioned Ryder's victory over Michigan State. Ryder got Michigan State to come to them this year, and they got off to a quick start, winning the first 3 weight classes. And, of course, West Virginia very aware of Ryder's strength at the top of the lineup. And Strickenberger's done a great job so far scoring the first 2 takedowns.
Right, but you see Klinsky right back in, and Strickenberger dives back over the top. He's going to probably try to stay, get almost out of bounds there. It's going to be tough for Klinsky to score where they're at. But you see Strickenberger in on the leg. He may have a little chance here. They were going to get a stalemate.
Strickenberger defending that well and not giving up points. 46 seconds left in the first period, and Jett Strickenberger ranked 9th in the country. He leads Klinsky 6-2 very early on. The 2 takedowns and the 2 escape points for the Bronx wrestler.
So again, to finish up that point, every coach in the country is looking for intensity, right? They're looking for not just to be active, like standing around pummeling a lot, but to try to get some shots and to take some risks in terms of scoring. The better shots you get, the more often you do that, the better chance you have to be able to finish one of those, because nobody finishes with 100%, right? So they're going to take some shots and they're going to counter it. Strickenberger in, staying down low on the leg. It's only 5 seconds left. Not really going to have time to finish that, but Klinsky almost has it himself. And there's going to be the end of the first period with Strickenberger up 6-2.
And Jared, these 2 wrestlers have a history.
They do. Klinsky 1-0 all-time versus Strickenberger, picking up a 6-4 win 2 seasons ago. One common opponent between these two is Mark Anthony McGowan, the 125-pounder for Princeton. We saw Jett pick up a win last match, a 1-0 decision. Klinsky got major decision by McGowan at the Princeton Open to open this season.
So Klinsky on the bottom position to begin period number 2. And Strickenberger went right to work. This is just the second duel for Strickenberger. as we've seen Louis Gill excel with Strickenberger out at times. And there's an escape point. Gill, the North Carolina State transfer, we saw him in 2 of the 3 matches last weekend. But Strickenberger, very solid start to this one, although, Tony, you see Klinsky score right there.
Well, yeah, scoring. I think one of the things you're going to look for with Jett is conditioning factor a little bit, right? He's been in and out of the lineup, hasn't been great. I mean, obviously, a lot of that is related to his health. And Coach Flynn would like to have him in the lineup all the time. But as you also mentioned, Gill has done a really good job and has been pretty high caliber in this sense. And Klinsky's trying to turn up the heat on him a little bit, right?
Klinsky sensing the momentum here.
Well, and you've got Strickenberger is just gassed at the moment. So there's still 50 seconds left in the second period. You got a long way to go.
Strickenberger up. He gets the escape point.
There he finally faces him. He's trying to buy some time, right? To like regroup. So sometimes in boxing, you see someone take a hit and they're trying to do some things to regroup a little bit, catch their breath a little bit, get themselves back in his fight. But the challenge with this sport is, man, you don't have a lot of time to regroup at all. So if you're tired, I mean, nice just job by Klinsky and pulling him forward and just a nice easy go behind. We say easy go behind, but
Klinsky taking the lead there with that last takedown. It's a 10-8 advantage for the Ryder wrestler. Final seconds of period number 2.
Well, another good shot again. He's getting in on the leg. And I think this situation sort of helps Strickenberger a little bit, right? Because he can sort of hold on, gather himself. Klinsky trying to come out the back door, but he's not going to have enough time to finish that.
So we go to the third. Strickenberger got the first 2 takedowns. At one point, he was comfortably in front, 6-1. But now Klinsky has turned the tables here. He's got a 10-8 advantage heading into the third period.
So, I mean, this match is 7 minutes long, and it's grueling, right? and everybody who's wrestled has felt like Jett Strickenberger does right now, right? Where you got 2 minutes left, and it doesn't feel like there's a lot in the tank, and yet you got to find a way to gear that up to some degree. Klinsky's going to let him go. Doesn't want to waste time on the mat. Why? Because he's going to give Strickenberger a chance to catch his breath, right, and conserve some energy. Wants to keep him on his feet, continue to try to get these takedowns. And one of the things you see Jett do now that you don't normally see him do is he starts standing up a little bit, which is another sign of being a bit tired.
1 point lead for Klinsky. Klinsky, after his second win consecutively over a ranked wrestler. He beat Caleb Weiland of Michigan State last weekend. And now he's got Strickenberger on the ropes here, Tony.
No, he's got another good shot, and he does a nice job staying in, finish it. You can see Jett tried to counter that, but you also see that his energy level is not super high. He's having a tough time staying in and fighting those things, and Klinsky trying to get some more points and see if he can open up this score. And at this rate, especially with a 3-to-1 ratio, well, bleed?
Looks like he's got some blood on his forehead.
Right.
Well, this may work to Strickenberger's advantage here as he gets a break with 1:01 left, and Klinsky's opened up a 17-10 lead. And that was the formula for Ryder against Michigan State when they pulled off that upset. You had Klinsky, you had Will Betancourt, you had Elijah Griffith all win at 125, 133, and 141, and Ryder was off and running there.
Well, I mean, college wrestling, I mean, you're in this particular situation, every match is a scrap. I mean, you got to be prepared to go out and wrestle hard. And we talked with Coach Flynn particularly, right, on Friday, and is the same thing every time. If we wrestle hard, we wrestle well, we got a chance to beat anybody. If we don't, then we're in some trouble. So Strickenberger is definitely taking advantage of the blood timeout. And, you know, sometimes I wonder when because there's no injury time for that. Sometimes I wonder when you have that blood timeout, when the trainer comes out there and they go, hey, slow down a little bit. Just take your time and get this blood situation wiped up.
You saw Strickenberger wince just a little bit there as he was getting to his feet after that timeout. So he'll begin Again, after that last takedown on the bottom position, 101 left.
Well, I expect Klinsky to cut him and see if he can get this up major decision, which would be a great win for him. And again, Strickenberger has an opportunity now because he caught his breath a little bit to see whether he can score. Klinsky does a good job of stopping that shot and again, trying to pull him forward and see if he can spin around behind. That's a nice little shot, takes a not quite an underhook, but pops that arm up, goes a little cross leg and catches him at the knee and is in on that single leg. There's going to be the takedown.
Still 23 seconds left. Ride time not a factor at all. It won't be.
Well, the issue is whether Strickenberger can have any opportunity to get out and score, and he just doesn't have the energy.
Right.
So it would be 20-11. A nice win for Klinsky and Ryder to start off. And got to know Jett Strickenberger not real happy with how he felt in his performance for sure.
And when you're on the road, you got to bring your own energy, and the Ryder bench reacting to that. Tyler Klinsky, the win, 20-11 over Jett Strickenberger. And again, that was after Strickenberger started with the first 2 takedowns.
Well, it was one of those things where you're watching the match and you see him expend that energy on those 2 takedowns and then didn't get the one toward the end of the period, but you